Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Please Understand podcast. Once again, live on X, on YouTube. Please find us on both platforms. Please follow us and subscribe, and you'll get these notifications when we're podding every week. Starting to get into the Wednesday groove. Gives us a little time to do a little golf research. Definitely get into that later this pod. We're going to be talking farmers, one and done. What else we got here, boys? Darnold. Got to discuss that again. That's in the news. We kind of had a good idea this day might come, and here we are. So unpack that again from the archives. I think we've talked about that almost quarterly throughout this season, but put a bow on that one. The Wolves losing streak. We've got to kind of reassess things there. Deadline coming up, I believe, next Thursday at, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, give or take. A couple items on the Wolves, the Darnold stuff. What else we got, boys, besides golf? Shout outs at the end.
We got a rumble this weekend, boys.
Ooh,
also rumble.
Massive rumble in the 1 p.m. Royal Rumble.
The matinee.
Sick.
Wolves would hate it.
You know what? We'll see. It might be awesome.
Hey, you never know. Never know.
Jake, I think you said this earlier today. I had forgotten about this, but it is the Rumble was the 1 year anniversary of the Luka trade that went down like right in the middle of that. Whenever that was last January still, right? They don't ever let that go into February.
Might have leaked to like February 1st, but that's as close as we get.
Yeah. So basically right this time of year. So I had forgot about that. That was as weird as that was. It's like none of us are big Luka people or anything like that. And certainly not fans of the Lakers, but it is one of those, like, you will remember like where you were. You're like, holy shit, like what trade just happened? Like one of the dumbest trades that we'll look back on in history for sure. And then
that's
Silver.
the D'Lo trade. Those are probably the top two, I would say.
Which one? Anytime you unload him, you're
and
doing
Mike.
good.
I mean, yeah.
D'Lo's the ultimate. I love that we're going D'Lo to start this pod.
Yeah,
but he's the ultimate addition by subtraction player, like in NBA history potentially, for a guy like with his talent. But
hey, I'm all for drive-bys on D'Lo to start every pod if you guys are down. So
hey, yeah, new tradition. I'm not mad at you. We got folks trickling in here to the live stream. Love to see it. Before we dock in, if you guys wouldn't mind, give us a follow on all the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, all that nonsense. 5-star on the Spotify feed and on the Apple iTunes podcast feed as well. If no one disagrees, that'll help us out. Before we dive in. So fellas, like we said, Sam Darnold makes it to the bowl. Seattle wasn't number one, or maybe not even top three of like the teams we were cheering against. It was kind of a personal, like, can we not have this feeling of having someone leave our team immediately go win a Super Bowl happen? And here we are, sure enough. Seattle, good squad, but would have been nice to just have someone knock them off along the way. But we'll start off with this as it pertains to the Vikings. I'll throw this one to you, Jake. Now that it's easy to kind of have revisionist history, but how much egg is on the Vikings' face for the way that they handled this whole situation?
There's a good decent amount in there, at least 3/4 of the egg, if you want to call it that. But
the shell,
I don't know. We just did not want to see this happen. It was obviously inevitable. It was going to happen. But I did find myself feeling a little happy for Sam. Good for him. It's not his fault that the Vikings didn't want him. Or maybe it was a little bit because he was too expensive. Either way, it doesn't matter. I'm still happy for the man. But yeah, it's not a good look for the Vikes. I don't think we're a Super Bowl team with Sam on this team. They had a little bit more of a better defense to start the season, better structure, use the run game. That's part of the offense that we don't know about here in Minnesota. So that really helped Sam out, I think, this season too. So it sucks, but at the same time, Sam on our team doesn't make us a Super Bowl team either. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I think the other thing to go along with that is you look at Seattle's offensive line compared to ours last year. Both playoff games against the Rams, didn't we give up like 9 sacks in that game? So, I mean, you can say what you want about Sam, but that offensive line is completely different monster from what we had going on here. So, I don't know. I'm not going to be too hurt one way or the other. I mean, like, hey, Garrett Bradbury left and he's in the Super Bowl. Nobody's talking about that, guys. What are we doing here? No,
we'll get to that next.
Yeah, that's chapter 2. I'm not too mad about it. Like, it is what it is. It's not. He was here for 1 year. I don't get the same like the David Ortiz vibe or anything like that. It's fine. He's a good dude. Good for him. See what happens. I don't know what you guys think, but I think Seattle's gonna just mop the floor with New England. But maybe that's just me.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. The Ortiz comp, we've mentioned that before. That's like kind of the easy one to go to. I think he would need multiple years of like sustain, like a couple trips to the conference championship and maybe like another bowl. To me, it doesn't even matter if he wins the bowl. Like he got there. Like that is already like bad enough. And I agree with what you guys are saying. Like we didn't necessarily have the Super Bowl caliber team. If we would have just brought him back, you can't just say, well, we would have been in the bowl too. It's like, it's not that easy to say. But the problem, I think, as it pertains to the Vikes is like you let a Super Bowl caliber quarterback out of the building. You just let him go. And that's a bad look. But the situation, like there's more to it than just that, because he was brought in to be let go, right? He was the bridge quarterback that we spent like a whole year or more talking about. Like we had JJ in place already. So it was kind of like we had already kind of went down that lane. And it's like, well, what are you're just going to sign Darnold then and just admit defeat on the 10th overall pick? That's also a difficult thing to do as well. But it's easy to say, like, if we would have just signed him, would he have had the same season that he had for us the first time? Because it really did end about as bad as you could. And we've said it. And I kind of still stand by this. Like at the time, I'm like, I was happy to just let him go for that amount of money from what we saw at the end. I'm like, this guy completely folded. Sure, the O-line was part of that, but it was some of the stuff you saw with the Jets, like seeing ghosts, deer in headlights stuff, some of the turnovers at the end. Like those last 2 games were kind of what our whole season then ended up being this year in many ways. But
well, hey, and he led, let's like not forget, he did lead the NFL in turnovers this year. So it's not like he like went there and just had some perfect season and 40 touchdowns and like 5 picks or something like that. Like he has a good team around him, and he'll have those big blow up games. Like he had a great game. Like let's not deny that against the Rams, but the week before against the Niners, it was just like, hey, game manager. So his ability to adapt to either role is like good for him, man. I'm not gonna throw too much shade at him. It all falls back to us. So good on you getting out of here.
Another too is if we did sign him too, that's another 2 or 3 free agents this offseason that we signed that we would not have signed. So that the team we had would not be the same team with Sam. So you got to remember that too.
Yeah. Which would that have even mattered though? Because all our free agent signings were so bad.
Linemen were hurt. Yeah.
So it's like
Ryan Kelly.
We could have just paid for Darnold and then saved a couple other additional mistakes as well.
They could have just kept Bradbury. What?
Yeah, all along, him and Ed Ingram and Ezra Cleveland. This whole time we had a stacked O-line and we just didn't know how.
I'm sure that Bradbury's not playing next to a couple better guards in New England. I can't imagine that he is.
Yeah, didn't we relieved our O-line coach, I believe. So that I think is a interesting thing to keep an eye on, where you keep signing these offensive linemen or investing top draft picks in these guys, particularly at the fucking center position, which just is, there's a lot of different curses going around in Minnesota, and somehow like center on the O-line is really real hot right now. But the other thing about the Darnold part of this is like, yeah, you're like, I don't want to feel like I want to pay this guy that much money after we just, drafted a guy to be our quarterback of the future. But then you look at his contract compared to everyone else. I looked this up today. He's like the 18th highest paid quarterback. So it's like, if you're I know it's still expensive, but for that position, like Dak makes 60 million and Darnold is like, I think 33, something like that. It was like a three-year deal, maybe 100 some million in that range. And this year's annual average is 33, but like, that's a pretty good value for a guy that, he's not, Josh Allen or anything, but like we've been saying for the Vikes, it's like, if you can get a good team around a guy like that can take you a long way. But like to your guys' points, like we didn't have the roster we initially thought that we had, going into this season, and certainly not good enough to withstand the quarterback play that we got. So I'm with you guys. Like, it's not, you don't want to hate on Sam, but it's more just this. I'm just pissed at the situation. That's like, of course this, is thrown in our face in the worst way possible. Yep. And he'll probably be Super Bowl MVP. We should bet on that as well.
You probably should knock that out the park. Yeah, it's just another one of those things where we look back and why Minnesota sports is always laughed at on social media. It's because of things like this. It happens every year. There's a million lists for all three of our major teams, or all four if you want to count the Twins, but we don't count them anymore. So they've been making moves recently. They're making some big moves. So maybe we'll talk about them here in the coming weeks.
That'll probably be we'll need a pod just dedicated to the Twins.
We'll get your brother on. Like he's the one who was like living and dying with this news. Like I'm sure he was like got an alert on his phone that Eddie Julian was traded. It's like, man, that's
news to me. I had no idea about that. So thank you for bringing that up.
Tap in, man.
You got to tap in, dude. Gasper is gone. All right, you need to wake up.
That's tough. Tough news. Tough to hear.
He's not going to.
I need a minute.
I kind of ended up liking the Gasper experience towards the end. Once you realize what it is, and it's just
it was just hilarious.
It's like a guy from the crowd playing on the team. Just look at it that way. It's quite interesting if you look at it that way. But yeah, he's gone. So yeah, Darnold. I mean, that's a tough one for us. And I mean, you're kind of back in the same situation. Like we've talked about it with McCarthy. Could really help us out if we just see a nice sophomore season out of him. But we'll I'm sure
third year.
Yeah,
easy.
Splitting hair, right? Who was the guy? Who was that dude? We gotta.
I know
he'll be calling us on TikTok for sure, cleaning up all the important stuff. Yeah, third year sophomore playing, which is just that's how college sports is now. Got like 26-year-old dudes, redshirt like juniors. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, tough situation, but I think if it's against the Patriots, it's like he's already led them to a bowl, Darnold. So it's like, should we just cheer for him? Like, I feel like we might as well just support Seattle instead of fucking the Patriots or New England, like Boston winning another. Yeah, I'm fed up.
I know we finally got Jake did his best to get rid of the Chiefs finally. And then what's your reward? Boston again.
Yeah. Patriots back in the championship.
But I didn't want Sean Payton getting in either.
That's true. So, yeah.
I mean,
lesser of two evils.
One of the just worst football games ever played. That I mean, I guess you get the conditions, whatever, but I was sleeping through that. Pretty early in the third quarter, I'm like, looks like no one can even pass the ball. So it's just gonna be like a Army-Navy game for the next 45 minutes. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna catch a few winks here. I don't really care. So, yeah. What's your interest level in this bowl, Jake? Compared to last year, Eagles, Chiefs?
Probably about the same. Maybe a little more this time. It is just newer teams, younger guys, but that don't really care about it too much. I'm obviously going to be watching. It's what you do in America on Super Bowl Sunday. So we'll see. Maybe there'll be some good commercials. Fun halftime. That's where we're all about now.
Bad Bunny. What up?
It is funny because if I were to ask you, like, it's week 4 or 5 of the NFL season. You're like, oh, Thursday night football's on, Patriots Seahawks. Okay, I guess it's weird, right? It's just it's strange because we know nothing else besides Chiefs and Eagles and
Bills.
New England. Well, I guess Patriots are still in it, but it's a different team. It's not the Brady-led Bills, or Brady-led Patriots, but.
Yeah, I mean, the playoffs for the most part have been good, like these first couple rounds, and then it's kind of slowed down as we've gone. Rams Seahawks was a good game.
Yeah.
But I got just killed for this last year. I posted this on TikTok where I was like, I ain't watching this fucking Eagles Chiefs bullshit. I don't care at all. And everyone's like, what a fucking idiot. You have a sports podcast? You're not even going to watch the Super Bowl? It's like, dude, who fucking cares? And it was a terrible game. And I really didn't watch it. I had it on and I was like cleaning and I would like look at the TV and be like, okay, whatever. Like, I don't care at all. And I'm kind of in the same spot this year. Like, we've literally seen this same matchup within the last 10 years. Two more fan bases that have already had bowls and, plenty of success. So it's like, what is this really even like? Why do I care? The game is 5.5 fucking hours long. So I'm not trying to like tie up my whole day. Like, and I think we all agree the main event for us will be done by 5, the waste management. That's what we're going to be dialed into. So I'm like, I'll be watching that from start to finish Sunday morning. And so it's like, I'm going to go at least try to like get my ass up off of the couch for a little while and not just be stuck watching this fucking game.
And if I'm not mistaken, Wolves have a nice matinee game that day. So,
get your parlays in order.
Yeah,
already.
everybody.
Do you know who they play? That. Does it even matter?
I would have to.
Doesn't
look.
matter. They're losing.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a matinee. Yeah, I mean, you might as well just chalk it up as an L. I'll double check.
Pretty predictable. So let's move on to some Wolves here. While you mentioned that, 5-game losing streak. We've ended it with the Warriors basically like throwing in the, just a back-to-back. We don't care. We're going to sit everybody. And we even sat Ant with his toenail maintenance issue or whatever the fuck that is. They all say he's like totally fine during like, shoot around. They were watching him go like full speed. And it seems like they're now getting to the, he used to play every night no matter what. Mm-hmm. And now we're kind of getting into that mode of like sitting some guys, except Mike, of course, he'll play every night.
He'll play 20 plus every night.
So a couple things to discuss here. There's some, like we said, the deadline is next Thursday. I feel like we are involved in a lot of the news that you see, a lot of the rumors. And we just had this 5-game losing streak, which I think they haven't had since like 2022. So it's like about as bad a stretch as we've had in this Chris Finch era. So Jake, given the struggles recently, I know we've been talking like we got to add somebody on the bench. Do you think the way they've looked in the past couple of weeks is motivation for them to make like a bigger move? Or do you think it's still kind of the same, just add to the bench?
I still think it's just going to be a add to the bench kind of a trade. Just mainly, I think it's just get off of Rob's contract, just to move that along while he has some kind of value. I think just do a little something, maybe spark something, get kind of a run going. But I don't think a big trade's going to be happening. I wouldn't be surprised. Like if this Giannis thing goes through, would not be surprised at all if that did happen because Tim Connelly's calling on every single guy every single day. So I don't know. I think we're beyond championship right now with this squad unless something drastic changes. Like they remember like effort is actually something important to do, and I know they always hit the switch in the playoffs, but this year feels different, man. It just feels less mature, more lazy, more dumb than ever. And I just part of that's probably Nikhil because we don't have the roster. That's what scared me at the beginning of this year too, is just going into this season with a worse roster than we would before. So I don't know. There's anything and everything could happen, and I don't know exactly how it's going to go down, but either way, I don't think it ends in championship this year for us at the moment.
It's weird because after the turn of the year, those first like 2.5 weeks of January looked really good. Everybody
best team since Thanksgiving.
Yeah, they playing really well together. I mean, like everything looked good because even in December, you said best team since Thanksgiving. they would pop up and have like a bad game here or there, but it was never like this last losing streak was really just a strange, because I feel like the first 2 games of it, right, were Rockets without Ant, and then the game in San Antonio where Ant had 55 and they lost. Even those games didn't really feel like that big of a disappointment to me. I was like, man, the tough game, tough teams, different situations, but it's how they came out the games after that against some bad teams, lost to, I believe, the Jazz and the Bulls. And it's just weird. It's just a weird year. I don't know, but that's why we're not paid the big bucks like Conley. Like, you don't want to overreact too much to the success you had at the beginning of the month by saying, oh, we're not going to make a trade. And then I don't think you want to overreact by shipping Jaden out or something like that now, because you had a poor stretch either. So I think like Jake said, anything's on the table, but that's why Tim's paid the big bucks. We'll see what he's got up his sleeve.
Yeah, he ain't scared. He's been making some blockbusters just in the short time that he's been here. I just don't think, and we've said this before, and Andrew says it, like, we don't have the assets to make a big move until the summer when we can actually trade some additional picks. Because it's not like we have, if we're thinking about like the Giannis stuff, that's the big thing in the news right now, is like he apparently had us listed on like his short list of teams he wants to go to, which is that's an Anthony Edwards testimonial, sure. Really more than anything else. But
just nice to be on the list for once.
It's rare. Yeah, that'll offset the Darnold situation in my own weird brain. But like usually when you trade a guy like a Giannis, you want the picks and you want like a dynamic, younger, like kind of already showing you signs type of a piece. I don't know that we necessarily have that. Like, I guess you could try to say that's Jaden, but for us to get there, it's almost like it's going to have to be Jaden and you throw in Nas and you then throw in like a bunch of picks. Because when you look at what other teams can offer, like the Spurs have anything they could throw. They got all sorts of young players, all sorts of picks. Same with the Hawks. They could throw that that Pelicans pick that just was given away last year for fucking Derek Queen. I mean, there's a lot more teams that have better offers that will be put forward than we do. So it will be interesting to me. Like, I think the reports today, and correct me if I'm wrong, were like they're trying to get Giannis traded by the deadline, if I'm not mistaken. And he got injured. So that's another part of it. But I'm kind of hoping, like, we've said it too, and it's kind of the history that the deadline recently, like the big, superstar players haven't really been getting moved. So I'm kind of hoping, like, if he just stays in Milwaukee, then it's like, well, then in the summer, I feel like maybe we would have somewhat of a chance to try to pull this off. But he might have to, like, kind of be a dick and force his way here. Right. Give us the Anthony Davis treatment. Remember when he basically going to the Lakers? That's where we're going. Him and Rich Paul, like, forcing their way to LA. Like, we might need that kind of a situation. Because I just don't. It's in the middle of the season, like, and it's really not even the middle. By the time the deadline, you're kind of 2/3 in to reshuffle everybody. Like, sure, you'll take Giannis and figure it out, but if it's not him, then it's like, I don't know that makes sense to reshuffle a whole bunch of stuff. But I will say, and that we can get to this next topic, I'm just fed up with Julius. Like, if we got to ship him out for like 2, maybe not all-star type guy, like, 2 good players instead of just having him, and then you just throw Nas in there at the 4. Because Jake, you were talking about like this year feels different with like the effort and the laziness. Man, Julius is the complete example of that. And the other night, like that second game against the Warriors, it was like the first possession on defense, he like just doesn't even attempt to fight through a screen and just gave up a wide open 3 on the first possession. And I'm like, oh, sorry to bother you, man, with all these NBA games and these millions of dollars. The dude just looks like he fucking hates his job. And I feel like that's like bleeding into everybody else's approach and mentality, because they do look even lazier than usual. And I'm blaming him. Are you guys with me
And
on
Finch.
that? It's like
Yeah.
and Firefinch, of course.
Always.
Or is it just like, hey, we're getting to the All-Star break, dog days of the season, we'll pick it up towards the end? Or because I've kind of had it with them.
It's always tough to, put a stamp on anything in a regular season. It's just, you just never know what's people are going through and whatever. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, very weird with him. He has these stretches where he plays amazing, and you're like, God, this is the guy, and he's trying on defense, and then he has stretches like this again. I mean, I think it goes for everybody. Rudy hasn't been playing great after the huge stretch of games. He was just playing awesome.
After I bet on him defensive player of the year,
I think
I think
the game
28th in rating now.
What Warriors game was it where he had like 5 rebounds in the first like 6 minutes and then didn't have a rebound the rest of the game? It's like, what the hell happened there? So I don't know. I want to give him a pass on the first Warriors game for reasons, but yeah, it's weird. I don't know, Jake. What do you think about Julius?
I don't know, man. I love him. I love the way he's kind of fitting into the Minnesota lifestyle and the crowds and the fans and stuff like that. That part's been awesome to see. His kid on the sideline is also awesome too. But I say this every week on here, man. It's about winning a championship. I don't care who you are. Ant's the only person I'm not trading, depending on the offer. So if you don't want to play here, go somewhere else. We'll figure it out. We're trying to win championships, man. That's what I want to see. I don't want to settle for mediocrity anymore. I'm tired of being a playoff team and not doing anything else after that. And that's all the sports in Minnesota. I need to win something here. So you're not part of it. Get the fuck off. I'm on to the next guy now. So
yeah. Or can I at least just even get to a championship? That's obviously when we're there. I know obviously when we're there, we want to win, but like, you just think about our lives and how many times it's been just before the championship. And you're like, man, can we just break through that wall one time?
Yeah. The Julius part. The other thing is, who wants him? Like, what are you going to get in return? That's going to be like, how are you going to net out positive in that trade? That's hard to do. So it's like, you're kind of stuck with the good and the bad. And one of the reasons I'm not like full blown panic about this squad is like all the shit that has gone wrong and is like kind of irritating me. It's all just like effort based. They'll try, like you would think at some point in the playoffs. So like this is just kind of like, unfortunately, part of their DNA. We always say it, and it's just so frustrating to deal with. But they'll have these little ruts every once in a while, and there was a lot going on over the weekend that kind of maybe played a factor into that first Warriors game. Got canceled, and now we're in a 4 games and 5 night stretch. And here's the other part, like, of course, as soon as we pod, like, the universe kind of alters itself and makes us look completely outdated pretty quickly. We play the Thunder tomorrow night. Like, watch us go win that game and be like, hey, everything's fine. And then it's like, well, where's that matinee that we got coming up? Because
seems like we always have the last couple of years, we always just have a Thunder game that's like, all right, that'll turn it around. And sometimes it does. It's very weird.
Well, it's like when you're just trying to get effort, if the Thunder come into your building, even though like, what a weird, like, sure, the game Saturday got postponed, but we got to go to Dallas tonight, back home tomorrow night for OKC, and then back on the road for like 4 games. Silver, come on, bud. Don't make me come at you now. But trade deadline, we'll get to more of that, I think, next week. We got to get a bench player. If it's Rob, he's about $8 million, I think. That can get you somebody. Like, you got to get some production. And if you want to get somebody a little, like you mentioned, Schroeder, I think he's about 15 million. So you'd have to give Mike into that trade to get up to that amount of salary. And it's sad to talk about Mike this way, but like, he's done, completely cooked.
Yeah.
Listen to this game log. I looked this up today.
Oh boy.
I'll give you guys this question. Over under 2.5 baskets made since January 16th. So not counting the 16th game against the Rockets.
Oh my God.
Under.
It's under, right?
The last 5.
Yeah. It's
Under combined.
Yeah, combined. All those baskets
under.
made combined. Yeah, way under.
Yeah. Yeah. It's because I know Rob made a shot in like garbage time, and they're like, somebody put on Twitter that he had more made shots in the last like week than Mike did.
He's made 1 shot in like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
0 for 4 against the Warriors in the win. No attempts in the other game. 1 for 5 against the Bulls, made a 3, and then 0 for 3, 0 for 4. And getting killed on defense like we've never seen. And somebody tell Chris Finch, he will not sit him down. Like, it's so bad that I would play Rob over him. At least Rob, I feel like there's the possibility of a little production maybe on offense. Like he's got some quickness at least. He's bringing nothing to the table right now. And I know everybody can always say like the leadership and the IQ and all that. I'm like, it ain't rubbing off, and it really hasn't. And that ain't enough to justify this type of production. So maybe we always say about him, like, everything considered, I gotta have you making your wide open threes, and he's missing them all. So it's like, if you can give us that at least. But I wonder if Connolly, Jake, do you think he would just trade Mike just so Finch can't play him?
I hope so. That's what we need. That's the part we need, is that bench player to come in and take over for the 1, 2, or 3 spot at the end of games, because that's a big part of our end of game failures is we have to stick Mike in there, or we have to stick Bones in there on a bad night, or Dante's out there 0 for 100 on 3-pointers. So it's like, that's what we really need. Because we have Nas that we can stick in. If Jaden or Rudy or Randall are having a bad night, we can throw Nas in there, and he can finish the game for us just fine. So that's the part we're kind of missing, is that little bench player, guard, ball bringer upper that we need. So hopefully that's it, and then we can finally bring Mike out to pasture.
Yeah, we got a ball bring. We need a ball bringer upper. Instead, we got a fucking ball breaker breaking balls.
Yeah. Why is it that, last time I think I was on here, we were talking Bones Highland and how well he was playing, and here we are again with him just having a stretch of it during that 5-game losing streak. He played 16, 12, 4, 11, and 15 minutes.
Unacceptable.
What like, I don't understand that at all. And then the last win against Golden State, 24 minutes, 17 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yeah.
Now, I know you're not going to get that kind of production from him every night, but like, you can't be playing him 4 minutes or 11 minutes, especially against Utah and Chicago. Like, he should be playing against those teams, if anything, more minutes. And I don't have the log up of what Mike's minutes were in those games, but
I do.
Probably all 18 plus.
That should be 75%. If you're hell bent on playing Mike, those minutes should probably be reversed. Yeah. What do you got?
So this is Warriors most recent and backwards.
Okay.
So 21 minutes, 16, 14, 16, 21, 26 against Houston when Ant was out. But Bones should be in ahead of Mike every single game.
100%.
That's a layup. That is coaching 101. And I know that, like, anytime I have these takes about coaching, it's easy for me to say when I'm not like in the locker room, all that kind of dynamics of all that shit. Too bad. Like you said, we're trying to win a fucking championship. People's feelings, I'm not really considering that at all. And I did think about this too, where I'm like, wouldn't that be just tragic if we did trade him at the deadline and then we went on to win a title? I'd be like, oh, Mike, I'm sorry, bud.
I thought you were gonna say, and he goes on to win a title, a la Sam Darnold.
Or it could be, but we're gonna be. He's
that'd be fine. That'd be fine.
He's a contract. He's $10 million. So like, someone might just want that as an expiring. Get something. We've got nothing off the bench. The Jalen Clark. I mean, it was fun, those 15 minutes. I still don't know if that stat even holds true. I'm sure it doesn't. Or he may not have even played 15 minutes since then, but like, he's not a guy that's to be relied upon. Certainly not in the playoffs. Like, you can toss him out there in the second quarter and see if he's feeling okay, but we have no bench. We've got to dangle Mike and Rob. If someone wants Terrence, that's the other thing. Like, Terrence just keeps getting hurt when we desperately could just be having an audition for this guy. And this foot injury is just costing him the whole season, and costing us a bunch of fucking games potentially. But he wasn't looking too good either when we had him in there. So we got to do something. We got to add some sort of production where you can get 7, 8, 9 guys that those last a couple extra guys off the bench to give you anything, because we're getting absolutely killed, and it's just obvious every night you watch this. But last thing I was going to say about the Mike stuff and the rotation, like Baron J was the other guy who's playing his ass off and gets thrown in there with some injuries, plays great against Giannis and Wemby, and we're still throwing Mike out there for 20 minutes, man. You got to go fucking big. Play Nas at the 3. Let Dante be the 1 and whatever you want to do at the 2 off the bench. But that's the easiest way to try to we're just trying to swap minutes here to guys that might be able to give us production. I know Baron J's out there doing stuff. He'll make some mistakes, and one of you guys said it, maybe both of you, but you're like, dude falls down all the time. Good. He's hustling. No one else does. So trotting out Mike's dead body for 20 minutes a night and Jones over there just sitting, I find that also just quite unacceptable. So we got a game tonight. We'll see. I think if we could bet it, I don't think they have it on our sketchy Kalshi app, but bet the over on Mike threes. He'll be just raining them tonight.
Oh yeah,
cooked his ass. So whatever, man. I'm just letting it. I'm just airing it out, and I'm not panicking or anything. But wouldn't you guys agree with this? As a fan, it's more enjoyable to watch the lesser talent overachieve by playing very hard all the time, than the other way around, when it's I've got all the talent and these guys just half the time just can't fucking be bothered. It's so annoying.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm not panicking either, but I am starting to get a little nervous. Just we've seen this play out where we have a generational superstar on the team, and we start noticing we're kind of wasting some time here. I know he's still very young. We still got plenty of years of age, but it's just, we've seen the story before, and it's looking identical to all the other times. So I can't help but have it in the back of my mind. So let's get it going now. Let's try now.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is you got some balls to be just fucking around like this in the West. I mean, we're down to the 7th seed. It's you can't just be throwing games away to the Bulls and the Jazz because you're uninterested. We say this is the fucking same shit every year with these guys.
They this for 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah, at least. And that's why I think you're right, where it's could we make the Western Conference Finals again? Yeah, maybe. But I don't feel like we're in any better situation than we have been in the past couple seasons. And you got to almost think that it's worse, especially losing Nikhil. So we'll talk next week. We'll see what we got on. If this is the roster we have to finish, I don't know that we're even winning a series, honestly. Or you're gonna be playing guys 40.
We get that first
minutes.
round. Yeah.
Back in the play and back to our roots. Oh well. See what they do in Dallas tonight. Dallas has been playing better. I don't know if they're just going to chalk it up to weird scheduling or who knows, but Thunder have some guys out tomorrow. I mean, life in the NBA, you got to pick up wins where you can get them, especially after you fucked around. Any last Wolves thoughts, or let's get to golf? I think that's where our hearts are at.
Let's
in this
not be depressed anymore. Can we
tough stretch of winter.
Happy?
I'm getting. Yeah. Let's be depressed about something else. This is the happy depressed when we lose our money, but still enjoy ourselves.
Still enjoy it. Yes.
PGA. So 1 and done. Farmers Insurance Open this week. Last week, Amex, we had Daniel Berger, if I'm not mistaken. Jake, if you want to provide an update on the level of mid that we're up to right now. It's only 2 weeks.
Painfully average team that we have so far through 2 weeks. Yes. We had Daniel Berger last week, T56, cashed out 20,000. We're up to 93,000 on the season, and that's good enough for 88th place out of 110 teams. So not passing at the moment, but season is young.
Early.
Yeah.
We got Corey's.
Look at it
Connors
like
and burger out the way. So
Did anybody pick Scotty Scheffler actually last week?
not in ours, no.
All right.
Damn,
And there
I
you
was
go.
hoping people would have. Like when we fall to 88th, I was like, hopefully he got used at least. But
Right.
which would have been
No.
stupid. But
Yeah.
not our luck. Damn. But yeah, you can look at it like we're 88th. Like look at it. We would be missing the cut right now. We would be
That's a good way
getting
to look
sent
at
home on the weekend. But we got two guys. Like it could always be worse. Both our guys made the cut, and like the Sunday rounds just both killed us. Like if each guy would have had like just a somewhat decent like 3 or 4 under on Sunday, we're probably in the top like 40, I would guess, or maybe even higher. So
yeah, maybe a little higher. Yes, agreed.
Probably helped a little too. Siwoo was like quite by a large margin the number one play in our one and done. I think like 20%. And
Yes.
I mean, we all bet him. So of course, like we kind of got worst of both worlds there as he just fell apart. That was too bad, but
rough.
You know, that's the tough thing with golf, especially like betting, because I'm never gonna bet on Scheffler like at 2-1. Like I'm just not gonna.
God no.
And he's gonna just ruin your Sunday like so often. And I'm never gonna switch my strategy. Like you got to pay way more to try to cash in with every win. Like you got to do it at like majors. That's the time to get on the, which I feel like I know we got our process of picking our 3 guys. I feel like we can already just pencil in Scotty for the Masters. Like,
yeah, he's already my number one pick player.
I don't know that we got to go through that whole song and dance, but we can. We can talk about a lot of other Master shit too. But I think even last year when Rory won, or I guess the years like the couple recent years where Scotty didn't win, you're like, God, he putted terrible, and you're like, this is like as bad as he could have played. He's like T8.
yeah,
T5.
So like you really can't go wrong there. But Farmers Insurance Open, Torrey Pines South, 3 of the 4 rounds. You guys get some good research in?
Got a little bit of please research in.
See what's up. Yeah, we got some. This is the Carlos Ortiz event, isn't it?
Oh man, yep. Hey, and actually, it's kind of funny we're talking about that today because of the Patrick Reed news today. So because he won the tournament that year, so he's coming back. So that's great news.
Somehow they won't let him in until August. Whatever. I feel like, dude,
he'll be in the majors though, right?
He'll be in the
not
Masters.
PGA. Masters for sure.
Masters for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see him before August.
I think he's gonna play on the DP tour
full time.
Yeah, good for him. I like Patrick Reed. I like villains. I think this is great news.
Oh yeah.
So
great.
Yeah,
deal.
that was the year Carlos Ortiz cost you and won you some money, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, but, he was in first for a lot of the time. So
that's just another one of those like you can't even par a par 5 for me for
I know
an extra $15,000. What a crock of shit. All right, let's get to the picks. So Phil, I don't know if you listened last week. We're gonna just go like round the horn each week. So like, you know, some like that first week where I was just like, well, I already know who I picked, so I know yours are. You can kind of like keep the score as you go, and it kind of ruins it. But I'll start this week, and then Jake, and then you.
Okay.
Cool.
My number one, I'm kind of going off the board. I feel like Mayo has talked about this strategy where it's like pick a try to get the elite player that like maybe isn't like the most, you know, doesn't have the most eyes on him this week.
Yeah, look for the top 10 betting odds, and then find the guy you're like, not too many people are probably picking this guy.
Yeah, who still has a good chance to win, but just for whatever reason, like doesn't have as many indicators as everybody else. So my number one, I'm going with Hideki, kind of off the board. And a lot of the picks that I do are like, I'm like, where else am I really going to use this guy? At least early in the year when you can try to use some of the bigger names.
Signature event.
Exactly. Yeah. So I go Hideki, and then I'm going to go chalky with the next two. Will Z. I like him at the tough courses. And then the obvious pick I think everyone was going to have this week, he'll probably be the highest owned, Ludwig. He should have won here last year and then got mud butt and like just fell apart. Then withdrew at the Pebble. They come back here for the Genesis because of the fires, and he wins it. So it's like he's made for this course. He's gonna be chalky, but I feel like that's good reason for it. So those are my 3.
Nice. Well, I went chalk for my first one. I did go Ober for my number 1, just because I think he was just too obvious. And he is
the best play.
He is, and he is one of the top probably 15, obviously, in the world. But I feel like we can find somebody else to slide him into one of the signature events, because I think there's 13 with majors included. So I feel like he'd be a decent one to burn as long as you got the right course and right field. And I feel like today would be a nice one. And we could also use a bump in the standings a little bit too. So he's my 1. I'm going to go Goddard as my number 2. He's been playing some good ball lately. Another course that fits him well. Then Ryan Gerard. I'm going to try and hit this hot streak while he's on it until he dies. Again, he could be hot recently, decently. So I don't know. I'm going to throw him out there as my 3rd. Is just a guy that's an easy one to toss in there.
No Patrick Rogers
anywhere else? No.
About
it. I had this is the 3 tournaments. This is the one I had. I think like 7 names to start my list, where I was going to have all the other ones were like maybe 4. So this one was a little tougher to trim down a little bit, but we'll see.
So for this course, like this is a good course history spot to play. Like especially that's how I'm going to go with my DK lineups. It's actually funny like looking at these lists. Like I'm not going to pick Tony Finau, but like he just kills it at this course every single year, and he's been terrible. But recently anyway. It's kind of funny. I listened to Hags say he's going to go a little bit off the board, but Hideki's my number 1 too. That's who I penciled in right away. Course history. And then my, not that it even matters at this point, I guess, but my 2 and 3 were Max Homa and then Will Z. Max is so good at this course, and he had a nice little showing last week. Tough to really go off anything last week, being that everybody scores pretty well out at the Amex, but he's got good course history, won here before as well. So, that's right. Nobody went Harris English. What's up with that?
No, I'm destroying him in DraftKings, so that's fine.
Okay.
I just bet him. I'm not playing him at all. So that's good news for you. All right. Hideki, interesting.
Hideki it is.
He seems like a guy where it's like,
nobody's mad at cheer about him.
He should be good here. He hasn't really I think he's a big cut maker here, and maybe once in a while top 10s. It's like, these are hard greens to putt on. That should negate his shitty putting, hopefully. But did you guys see? I wanted to just mention this while we were talking about golf. It's going to be on ESPN in the morning tomorrow and Friday. Like it's not just bonus
coverage.
It's not just like feature groups or whatever. It's like a full broadcast. I think hopefully that's not also in replacing Golf Channel in the afternoon. My understanding was like this is in addition to, and we're gonna have I believe all day.
Called it.
Yeah, good. About time.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
What the fuck? Like this is the stuff where you're like, how hard is it? How hard is this shit? Like, you're gonna have, what do you want? A live event going on, a pretty sizable one in the beginning of the PGA season, one of the the biggest to date, even though it's only been a few weeks. Or do you want to show Sports Center for 5 fucking hours in a row? Or Stephen A. Smith talking about Charlie Kirk? I mean, show me any sport. I don't care. Playing solitaire live on the air.
Marble racing. I'm fine.
I know. Just nonsense as always. All right, we're getting to the wrap up stage here. Any shout outs or anybody want to shit on Adam Silver besides me?
I got either an RIP or an apology for bringing up the 100-point streak for the Wolves last week on the pod. Immediately dead. So that kind of sucks. That was kind of a fun thing going on that we had. So I apologize for putting that in the ether, that's out there when it's happening, and being excited for it, because that obviously just burnt out.
Yeah, that was your fault.
Yeah, how dare you?
I mean, not even a week later. Like
It was like 2 days.
did we even get to 90? That was that Warriors game, wasn't it?
85, I think we got to or something.
Yeah.
Just pathetic.
Oh man.
I got a shout out to us for our
Very rare.
haters ball of NFL playoff picks. It is rare that we don't have somebody in the Super Bowl where we really have to root against. And I know the Sam thing's there, but man, no Rodgers, Swine, like Sean Payton, Eagles, all gone, and that's pretty sweet. I'll take that for a bowl.
Yeah, it's really just Patriots, like just adding another.
Yeah,
which I don't know.
Not the same team. It is what it is.
At this point, yeah, another log on the fire. Whatever. Better than Sean Payton.
Yep.
I don't really have anything, so fuck me, right? But should we talk some bets, or what do we think are the Wolves going to win tonight in Dallas?
In Dallas, nah.
Is everybody playing? Is everybody playing tonight? That's my question. I haven't seen anything.
Sounds like it. Yeah. I don't know about Dallas, but Wolves side, everyone's available.
I'm thinking an Ant 40 piece tonight. That's my prediction.
Win or loss.
Yeah, it's still an L.
Okay.
No, I think 40 piece. We're gonna get a dub tonight.
Who's gonna be the guy that pisses you off with just like weird? You hate. You're a Hardy hater, Hardy boy.
Oh man, he did kill us in that playoff series, didn't he?
Yeah.
There is always one guy that just like shoots 90% against us, and it's like, who the hell is this guy? Jake LaRavia.
I was just gonna say his name is Jake LaRavia.
Yeah, right.
All right, homies,
D-Lo.
let's pack her up. We got a ball game to begrudgingly watch.
We got to go watch D-Lo.
Yeah. Let's do a quick bet on that. First D-Lo turnover. How many minutes into his stint? I'm gonna say less than 2.
That's where I was gonna go. Actually, that's like 1 minute and a half.
Perfect.
He'll be playing the hits tonight. I can't wait. All right, good luck, Hideki. Bad luck, everyone else. We're gonna win this week and climb that board. We need to, man. It's time. All right, catch you guys next week. Peace.